Well, I am back. I've been gone for a long time. I'm looking back at my notes here. I have three artworks here I want to talk about. My name is Scott Von Holzen. You can see my progress on this art and this music at scottvonholzen.org. And I also blog, and that's Art and Music is that blog site on WordPress. I did Drive. I look at here's my worksheet for Drive. I can't remember who did the band is, because the date on this is, the worksheet is 9/27/25. So that's September. I have a blog entry that talks a little bit about this artwork, but I want to mention some other stuff about it. This is small work. This is kind of my last small work. This is 24 by 30. It only has three phrases on here, and I have something that I've started earlier and I'm continuing, is that I do a little like outdoor signage here. I got Art and Music Presents Drive, and then I do a small copy of my worksheet here, show that what I used to make this artwork here. Drive. It's a good song that I was experimenting with a little bit with color and that, and I needed a song that wasn't really too complicated. I didn't want to bring a lot of instruments in. And Drive was a perfect example of that. I think there's only piano and maybe one other maybe one or two. I don't know. It's all written down on my blog site. But one thing I did is my video about Drive, I introduced this, my project. And this is what caused all the artwork to slow down, because I started this project and I couldn't put it down. And this is an example of what I showed on that video back in, I don't know, October, November, whatever, when I did the video. And this is where I was at. And now I'm on version 12.5, and now it looks like this. Yes, I have gone up and down, spent a lot of hours. And what makes this really cool, and which 99.5 of you people will not understand, is I zone system it. Zone system from Ansel Adams. He does black and white photography mostly. And he created the zone system, you know. And I've taken the most important zones from his grayscale, gray from black to white, and that would be zone 3 to zone 7. That's where most of the fun is when it comes to black and white photography. And I did black and white photography for 15, 20 years, I don't know, maybe longer. My last camera was a 4x5. And I started out with a camera given to me by my best friend, a Ryko, sitting up there on my shelf. $40, I think I paid for it. I gave him $40 for it. He wanted it back. I wouldn't give it back to him. Anyway, this is so cool because it is so much better than the, well, I know it's better. Let me grab the U-trick reel. Hold on. Sorry about that. I want to be prepared. Here's my wheel this is one of the newer ones. I have older ones. And I use this to figure out my colors. You know, what color goes with what, blah, 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 blah. And it is nice. And it gives, when you pick a color, a pure color here, like red, you turn the dial here to, I don't know, you point it to pure color here, like that. Let's get it on red here. You make crickets. Like that. And then you can, there's 4 examples of the red. They have a tint, a shade, and then they have a tone, which is a gray, I guess, color. And that's how I would figure out my colors for different artworks. I'd look at, you know, opposite colors and colors to the side, so it worked pretty good. But it's very limited. I mean, really, when you look at it, you have 4 colors to choose from, and you turn here, and here's 4 more colors, and turn here, you have 4 more colors. But this wheel is 3D. It has different levels. It has, I have a pure dial right here. Then I have a, this is a zone 3, which is, and black and white photography, that's kind of like a dark gray. You can still see detail. Then a zone 4, it's a lighter shade. And then zone 5 is right here. Zone 5 is the middle of the grayscale. It's the middle of the color scale. And I base that on the pure colors, what I use here for pure colors. Then I have zone 6, which is, would be a tint, first tint. And zone 7, a second tint. Now, there are colors that go beyond 7, and you know, there's 8 and 9, 10 on Enzo's gray card. And there's color, and black and white goes lower than 3, goes 2 and 1. I don't know if it goes 0, I can't remember. I wouldn't care, but I hardly pay attention to those really low ones. But for the most part, this is where all the action is. And I expect people that use this sophisticated wheel to have some concept of how to improve their contrast. And that's what the higher zones and the lower zones are for, to pop the contrast. So that I think you can figure out on your own. So these wheels, each wheel turns separately here, and you can match things up, change them, and just see. I think there's like 60,000 different options here, something like that. And it's interesting because you get different shades and tones of the same colors. This is based on the pure colors that are on the Utrecht ring. There's 12 pure colors here, and so I have 12 pure colors here too. But then I do a zone 5, which is the middle between the pure color, trying to find a middle color to go with that, and then that's how the other colors came about. They all came about over by using either going lighter or darker from that zone 5 color, which is right here, right here. Right here? Yeah, right there. I want to do more work on this. I'm testing it and that, and we're not. I don't know about marketing. I want to get it out there sooner or later for others to test and see if it makes any sense to them. But for now, I'm just playing with it and see if it works good for me. So this thing is called the mUSaRT Zone Color Compass. That's what it's called. And I trademark it. And we'll see, maybe another, it's made out of homemade materials here. I got plywood in the back here and that. So it's not really meant to be, this is not meant to produce. This is a production model just for demonstration. So there we go on that, and there's a lot more to this story. Months and months we put it into this, and those months and months really pushed off a lot of my art. And it took me forever to get to the next one, which is From the Start. From the Start is over here. Now, this one I have a worksheet date of 11/25, and I don't think I got this done till way into January 26th. I was working on the mUSaRT thing. It just absorbed everything, guys. I had to teach myself software and all that stuff. And this is the breakthrough one. You notice that instead of being, you know, my staffs are kind of like a sheet music staff. I mean, they run straight across. And that's how basically it's been mostly, you know, the 200 plus artworks I've done, and you know, the 50 or 60 of these music ones I've done. And all of a sudden, I got this song, and I got to a part of the song, and she sings blah blah blah. She says blah blah blah, and I'm thinking, oh, that's adorable. I like that, the blah blah blah. And I said, oh, I can do that because I have these pieces of metal that I use from Menards for other things, and they're different sizes, and the magnets stick to them, Because right? All these artworks are held on by magnets. See? This is drive, held on by a magnet. And so that means they could be like that, you see? Or it could be like this. This artwork is never done. It can become whatever you want it to look like. You can. I wouldn't mix up the music if I was you, but you could just rearrange it. And that's what I did here. This gave me the option to really rearrange it, because I can take this and I can move it down or I can move it up. Create the kind of effect. My words here, blah, blah, blah. That's adorable. And this is a tough song because I like jazz. I like jazz a lot, and I based this on, I can't remember who did this song. I can't remember her name. Again, it was months ago. Isn't that weird? How you forget those? I'd have to refresh my memory, and I'm not going to refresh my memory. You can just go to my blog site and get her name. She's very young and talented, but she didn't seem like a really jazz blues singer to me. But the song was kind of catchy, and it felt good, and I was in a good mood for it. So I did that song, and this breakthrough here, where I can move stuff up and down. I can change stuff like this, see? I can do whatever I want. Wow. I said, wow, that's outstanding. That's a great idea. And it makes the artwork really flexible, really, I don't know, so different from everything else out there in contemporary art. I also I did a little bit here. You see how structured here on my, these are the little add-ons, these are like beams. I started doing this here, I think a little earlier on Mr. Brightside, I think. No, I didn't do too much on it. Maybe I did. Let me look. Let me see here. No, here's Mr. Brightside right here. Just so you know, this was done earlier. I started to do a few things here to make it less boring. I wanted the artwork, the add-ons to be interesting. And Mr. Brightside was kind of one of the earlier breakthroughs. There's a couple of other ones here. What do we got? This one here. This one here is, wait a second, I'll be right there. You don't bring me flowers. Oh, that was a struggle. That one there is an earlier one too. That doesn't have too much of that creativity. You see it. It just happens. And sometimes the ideas stick, and sometimes I throw them away and start over again. But I really went to it with this. I really enjoy. I got a small press that I use, and a cutter, and I can just cut out these little things, and it's fun because I have the sense of freedom. Like, what's the difference? I mean, I don't want to copy sheet music, so I just do it in my own style. This is my own style. Like, my notes are my own notes. My notes are based upon, their values based upon their location on the stem of that song. They're not based upon a staff. So, you can see that one is good. I should play Drive first. I haven't played Drive. Let me play Drive and come back to the finish with the other one here. Let's go. It's a little quiet. See if I can. Yeah, that's better. Tonight. It's about unrequited love. I do a lot of unrequited love songs. By the Cars. That's who it's by. It's by the Cars. Now let me play a start here and get this one done too for you. This is a few months later. Yes. Go. Oh. Okay. We're going to pause. I'm going to fix that and then I'm going to come back. Okay, I am back. Here was the problem. I didn't really have a problem. I mean, I build these handmade stereo systems. They're built by Scott von Holzen. And like Jaime said, when I was working at working for him, helping him as a salesman, and when my job was IT support back a number of years ago, he said, von Holzen, he's kind of Mexican. He has Mexican heritage from him. Handsome guy. He said, Von Holzen, that sounds like either a high-end stereo equipment or an artist. That's what he said to me. Jaime said that to me. So it kind of stuck to me. So now I'm a combination of high-end stereo system, well, kind of high-end, and music. Well, what happens is that, you notice that here, let me turn these all back on. What happens here is that this is new and exciting because I think it's going to make a huge difference for me to get into an exhibition, like a one-person show. When I start these artworks up, no matter what in the past, this is an example of it. They have to go through their first cycle to set for the timer, and oh, just so you know, I haven't set the timer on From the Start or from Chandelier, so don't worry about it. They actually the lighting is supposed to go, start from finish. But anyhow, to react to the music. In fact, I don't even need the timer anymore because that's a long story. We won't get into it. But here, eventually, this one here is going to shut off, and the other are going to stay on. So here's the exciting thing. When you come into the exhibition, let's say you're coming to see this art by this famous named person who sounds like he's high-end stereo equipment or an artist, von Holzen. Now it's not German; it's Swiss German. Von Holzen means from wood. Okay, so you come into the exhibition, and all he's got is like 6 paintings there, because he just has a Grand Cherokee. You can only haul so many paintings. I mean, that's the way it is, And this one is off now. This is how it always used to be. So when you would play it, the light will come on and go with the music, Okay? See that? Well, here's the interesting thing. I did this with Chandelier, but then I went back and adapted this too. I went with a higher voltage LED, and it required a more mechanical hookup and stuff like that. And what happened is just that the amplifier I have a new amplifier I'm working with, they weren't getting along. And so I separated the LED from the stereo system. And what happens is that when you turn the power on, the LED comes on. And it's in the music mode, so as you can see here, as I'm talking here, the artworks are all dancing to my voice. And I'm thinking, wow, what an exhibition. It's like really interactive then. So you come in, and the artworks are all dancing around. The minute you say something good. Usually people, when they go to exhibitions, they're going to like church or confession, you know what I mean? They're so, we can't say that in Chicago. Can't see what we got. Oh yeah, like this, Well, you can't do this with these artworks. This is a minute and a half. You have to come in here and stand in front of this thing for almost 2 minutes. I know, it's going to be a strain. But nobody, except for even the Mona Lisa, I doubt people stand in front of it for 2 minutes. But these artworks are going to require, that's why I don't need dozens and dozens of them, because in most exhibitions, this is how it works. People walk, they start out, they go, I like this one. I like the colors. Oh, this is interesting. I like the way. And then they're gone. That's it. They're moving on. They can't do that here. If you really want to interact, you have to. If you want to really get the most out of this hour, you got to interact with it. So okay, here we go. Here is by Laufey, something like that. Her name is. Okay. I'll turn that up too a little bit. Oh, crank it. Hey, that's really good. I like that. Holy man, that's good. That's good. Whew. Okay, let's move on because I like wasting a lot of the daylight here. I gotta use it. We're going to do the Chandelier next. Chandelier's over here. It's my latest artwork. I'm over here now, and here's the work sheet for Chandelier, and you'll see it's on here too, right here, and you also see that the my road sign's on here. Art and Music presents Chandelier, where music shows its colors. Isn't that a great slogan? I like that slogan. This one took, well, I learned a lesson from this one. I tried to get 4 units on here, and I had to kind of jam them together. And this is an 8-inch add-on canvas, so this is 24 by 30, and then with an 8-inch add-on. And that's, I can get 8-inch by 24 canvases pre-made. I can get 10-inch by 24 pre-canvas made, or the 12-inch. And so I thought I needed a little more space so I could do a little more with it, and let's jam together. So I went with the 12-inch here. I don't really want to do a lot of these. I'm going to go back to this size. I want to keep them smaller. But this worked. This is the music for this, the words for this. I got to explain that. I have my own cover music. I created it myself. I get a license for it, for cover music license. I pay for every one of these songs. I think I have 50 or 60 licenses now. And then I portray a cool part of the music, the lyrics, for example, or the music, it all depends, on the artwork. Now, of course, these are my own notes based on the stem, and these are my own beams and ties, and it really, you can see how things are really evolving here on it. And I kind of went back to a softer words thing. You had them on. The rest of them are more billboard-like. This is more, closer. It just seems better. I don't know. I like it. And the words I picked for this one are, I'm going to fly like a bird from the night. Feel my tears as they dry. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier. So, but I can't put those lyrics on the canvas. I did because they're copyrighted, and I don't want to go through that mess. So I use the AI, Mr. Brightside, to help me pick out words from the sheet that I can put on here that are more generic, tied to just normal language. You know, it can be used and seen and heard 100 different places. So I got I'm going to fly, which is good. Then second I got from the night, and then down here, feel my tears. So that's kind of nice, almost like a little poem and stuff like that. So this one's a lot bigger. Colors, I should mention always that when I do my colors, I try to look at the artist, like Laufey here, and see how she dressed or the background and eye concert, what colors stand out, and that's what I use to define it. So she's, I go more feminine color back here. She's a girl. This is the cars, so it's a little more rough, a little more tougher, a little more contrasty, and this is a little more. She really belts this song out. So, but I don't know. Shia does this song. I think this represents her. Hopefully in a nice way. Okay, I'm gonna play this music and I hope this one works. Ready, let's go. Wow, I'm amazed. And I'm the only one that's amazed, so just so you know, amazed. That's it. I started this one in April. So you can see April 6th, Chandelier was started. And a lot of that time up to now has been spent on the 12th version of my mUSaRT Zone System Color Compass. It gives more options for artists. Lets you see color and relationships so much different from the ordinary color wheels. Anyhow, that's what I spend all my time. I'm going to work on 2 new artworks. I'm excited to get on them, and we'll see how. There's no market for this artwork. I'm going to apply to a one-person show, the art gallery. I applied there twice, and they're in Chicago, and I got nothing from them. So I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to apply one more time because I think with the lights being on, left on, through motion and that, I think that is going to be a key to capture visitors' attention and then move them to actually interact with the artworks. I hope. Okay, we're all caught up. It's now May something. Middle of May almost, so here we are. And I'll be in touch. Thank you for watching.